Flavor is free. I don't know if this is something which is said at your TTRPG table, but it's a refrain which commonly comes up at mine. The D&D rulebook describes burning hands as a thin sheet of red flames, but you could describe it as a blast of terrifying, green, bubbling, viscous acid, which burns away the flesh of your enemies. Tieflings are described as having red or normal human skin tones, but people love to have tieflings that are all colors of the rainbow. I like to do it too. Perhaps you want to play a polar bear person, and you decide to reskin a Goliath to fit that mold. Additionally, I think some players get an idea that they have to play a paladin or cleric if they want to play a devout character, or they have to go with bard if they want to be an entertainer. Of course, those classes are designed with those archetypes in mind, but say potentially if you want to play a thief who brings stolen trinkets to a temple of a goddess of trickery, you might want to look at rogue as an option. Or perhaps you play an entertainer who uses intricate machines to make their music. Artificer might be something you want to look at there. I think homebrew is great, but I think it's also a skill to look at different character options or monsters and see how you can imagine them. How your character flavors their spells, attacks, or equipment can tell a lot about them. As a GM, I might not necessarily have the time to build a homebrew monster which fits the exact specifics of the scenario, but I can reflavor something else. One of my favorite moments of reflavoring was taking the stats of a giant boar and changing it into a car, which the baddie used to ram into characters. Just like homebrew, I think it's a good idea to talk with your GM if you want to reflavor something extensively. For instance, in one of my games, I have a character named Blue Jay who uses a cactus and a juice box as his main weapons. The game has a somewhat lighthearted tone, and I think something like this might not work in a game which has a more serious Games of Thronesian like tone. In another game, we had a player who played a centaur, having her be inspired by Hippocampus with a long, fishy tail, which might lead to a GM thinking about potentially what underwater communities in their world would look like. Some creatures in D&D have been depicted as inherently evil, and I like tinkering with that, flipping archetypes on their head. I think oftentimes we look at traditions and stereotypes immediately when building characters. That can definitely be awesome. But I also think reflavoring, specificity, and details can really make your character come alive.